Hello everyone, let's talk about the current Liverpool squad and what are the requirements for next season, what are the problems right now. Well, first of all, let's start with the goalkeepers. Here we have Alisson, Mamadashvili and Woodman. First of all, Alisson Becker is past his fitness, the peak fitness he had before. He had injury problems as well at Liverpool, but the injuries were not as frequent as they are right now, and it is a mistake from the scouting side that they were not able to sign a goalkeeper who was the exact mirror of Alisson. Mamadashvili is not as good as Alisson Becker or even close to his distribution. So we have an injury problem with Alisson and a profile problem with a goalkeeper who I think prefers to be a low block goalkeeper, and maybe is a better fit for someone like Nuno Espirito Santos, West Ham, Brentford with the Keith Andrews, teams like that. But he's here at Liverpool who want to play a high line and press, and there is acres of space to defend for the keeper. Has to be very accurate with his passing. Yes, he tries to pass as much as he can, but they, I don't know, reach somewhere else. So there is a solid chance for Liverpool to act right now and get a new keeper, and most probably now as the situation you see, he's 25, and Alisson, his age is 33, which I think with injuries, if a goalkeeper is injured again and again, you can sell. They say a goalkeeper can play until 35, 36, 37, but fitness is always an issue, always a situation where you are keen to see what happens. So let's put focus on our right back situation. We have Conor Bradley, another injury prone guy, but he's 22. If he can fix injury issues, he was very solid when Trent was not signing the contract. People were saying Bradley is excellent, and he was excellent, but he's been injured again and again and again. So there is a right back problem as well. These problems are, it's not like they just came out of nowhere this season. Every position has problem. It will even get worse next season if the transfer window is not perfect as it should be. We'll focus on let's say midfielders. We'll focus on maybe getting a backup striker because Rakitic is out and Isaac is not as fit as we want our striker to be. So Bradley, the right back situation, is another situation where we need work. Konate is going to stay as he's going to sign a contract. Was injury prone when we signed him. So when we signed him, I was not sure about this one. But I don't think he's been injury prone at Liverpool. Has been solid. Except this season, maybe because the backline has been exposed way too much, because our midfield is a garbage pile, let's say. It is a garbage pile, but we'll focus on midfield later. But now let's see of the Van Dijk situation. Despite the midfield being absolutely shit this season, because we're not as good as pressing from the front as we were last season. Diaz is gone, Nunez is gone. All these players are gone who trained again and again and again for the structural synchronization of the press. But they went, suddenly new front line is there. Gakpo, who didn't start as much as Luis Diaz, I think, started. TK is there. And as the press is gone, it's now the midfield's responsibility to recycle possession. But they were not able to do it because we don't have a 6 who screens the backline. We don't have a 6, and suddenly the backline has a lot to do. And here, Van Dijk has had a top class season. People don't see, they see the 6 or 10 times he has been out of touch in games, but the amount of load that is coming from midfield, he has done a fabulous job. When he was second in the Ballon d'Or rankings, his aerial duels was 75%. Currently, his aerial duels are 75% as well. If the midfield worked nicely, if we had a unison in pressing from the front, this was supposed to be, as Arne Slot also expected it to be. That's why he spent so much, but he didn't take into consideration how it will take time if you sign so many players. So Van Dijk individually has a top class season, and I have no problems with him. Excellent. On the left side, it's been a garbage pile again, because Robertson is not as mobile as he was before. The mobility is gone, and that's why he's been moved on. He will go at another team next season and have a top class season. You will see. Kirkes is a runner. He's meant for a counter-attacking side, and then Arne Slot, if you see from last season, the possession stats have gone up, which means you're playing even more imposingly on the pitch. And you have a runner, you don't have someone who can control the game. He disrupts the other team's game. He goes for space. And then you have the midfield to defend the space as well. So the whole channel is free. Again, is this the reason why you see Joe Gomez so many times on the right? You see Soboslai on the right hand side as well, to defend more and more. Because if both channels are open, Liverpool are finished. Even worse, we are 5th right now. Possibility that we can go 4 or 3 depending on our form in the next 5 games. But if the right side was not locked up, this was a season where we could have finished 8th. I'm talking to you. So there is work to do on the left hand side, obviously, because Robertson is gone. If Schlotterbeck didn't sign a contract extension with Dortmund, I would have signed him, because he plays on the left hand side and he is a hybrid centre back, left back defender. Right now, I cannot think of a name who should be signed by Liverpool. But left back is required, right back is required, I told you, and a goalkeeper is required, as I think. Going with Dashwari and Allison next season is another problem that nobody is looking at right now, but they will definitely feel the pain. If we go to our midfield, I see Dominic Soboslai is a 10 who drifts into the channel and shoots. He is a Red Bull product who right now in the PSG game, the PSG second leg at Anfield, in Fulham win 2-0, in Everton win 2-1, has played here to possibly cover for Joe Gomez and provide physicality and aerial domination over the opponent. He is not a 6 and he is not an 8. He is a 10 and possibly a winger. So we're talking about he is a right half space in a 4-2-2 Red Bull signature formation. He is the interior. He is the attacking midfielder who is inclined more towards the wing rather than in a double pivot. Ryan Gravenberch, excellent as a deep line playmaker with his runs, his ability to carry the ball. Why is he not working? People are asking. It's a simple thing. Gakpo, Wirtz, let me put XTK. These are the pressing one. Barring the wings where Gakpo didn't play as much as he's playing this season, last season, and Salah, who I don't think is our main pressing forward from the front. So there is a disjointed press. If you saw Nunez off the ball, on the ball he had his problems, but off the ball he was excellent at pressing the goalkeeper. So if the press is not there, there is defensive duties for Ryan Gravenberch to do. Our pass per defensive action, PPDA is called. It was what we had with Klopp's last season and what we have had in the title winning season with Slot. It was on par. Both were extremely close. But now I think it was around 8 passes per defensive action, which has dropped by 2 to, I think it's close to 1.9 or something, but it is 10. It can even be 10 passes per defensive action. When the pressing from the front is gone, the PPD has dropped. It means Ryan Gravenberch, who was more the defensive action, we were using possession as a tool with excellent pressing up front and dynamic styles of play. We sat in the mid block as well, but still pressed from the front nicely. Now that I think it is more about these guys reading the structure of our press, which is an important thing to do if you want to improve next season. But again, I don't see Ryan Gravenberch in the double pivot. If we're talking about who, Alexis McAllister was part of the double pivot in our title winning season. Szoboszlai was our 10, Salah, Diaz, and we had Jota, we had Nunez, you know. So in our midfield, I would keep Bajetic, sell Endo, sell McAllister, but I will keep Jones because he is a good carrier of the ball from deep, and I like the shot he has on him. Local player as well. I like him, but he doesn't start as much as these guys. So as I said, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai are both box-to-box midfielders in my eyes. Because both were 10s before they joined Liverpool. Gravenberch was a 10. So here we need someone who can control the ball, game and the tempo from deep. So if we go by the great Barcelona midfield, if we go by the great Real Madrid midfield, there was Casemiro and Busquets who were winning the ball as in a 6. Both were different profiles, but we need a 6. Then we need an 8, Xavi, who controls the tempo of the game with the diagonal passes behind the back line and all that. And then you have Iniesta, where I put these two. Iniesta roaming in these areas, on the left or on the right, wherever. Drifting in the center, on the left as a winger. All this is required. So we're talking about Gravenberch and Szoboszlai rotating in that box-to-box zone where Luka Modric and Iniesta in those two legendary midfields. And we need Alan Varela from Porto for the horizontal screening. The back line needs protection because it's a high line. We had Fabinho before in our legendary 18, 19, 19, 20, and after that 2021 I think we also had a good first half. So the void is there. Endo was signed as the backup. He has had his injury problems and he's not as good as you would think. He's good as a backup, brings nice energy to the team, but has to be sold now. And then we would require, I think, if Bajetic can stay fit in that profile, we will need one player, Alan Varela, and Bajetic will play alongside him. But I will get Varela, and for the deep line playmaker role, if you have the budget, you get to 55 to 60 million signing of Angelo Stiller. So Varela, Stiller, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister and Endo are sold. You get Varela, Bajetic as the 6th screening profile. You have Angelo Stiller and Curtis Jones as the deep lying playmakers, and you have Ryan Gravenberch and Szoboszlai as your 2 box-to-box midfielders. It's excellent. You have Trenioni also in the mix. As you can see, you will have Curtis Jones, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Bajetic, Stiller, Varela, Neoni. So we will have a nice midfield if this happens. So midfield needs work. A keeper is required. A Robertson replacement, which is more of a defender than a runner like Kirkis. In the right back position, we need another right back who can offer some creativity, which are missing from the Trent void. If Bradley can stay fit, it will be nice. Frimpong is another one. You have signed another direct player who played as wing back with no defensive responsibilities and had crosses. We've not seen him do that anywhere because then he wants the possession. Of a player who was famous for his crossing, now he wants possession. What will you do? Frimpong was linked to some other teams. Maybe some direct team would have featured him in better situations. So he has to get the player, but doesn't know what to do with the player. I think these were Sporting Director signings who thought these are excellent club signings. But then Slot now wants to be Pep Guardiola, and he has ruined everything. They were not on the same page is another thing that didn't help us. So midfield is clear. We need 2 signings here. Endo, McAllister have to go. Stiller and Varela in, no problem. And if you want, get in Hiderakni as well. You have to show intent. Championship player of the season. 2-3 months back, I already put him in one of my team for the next season. I think it was Manchester United I was doing. I put him in the signings they required, but now why wouldn't I want him? On the right, then we have a void. I have 3 names. The club is going towards Diomande. I will go for Cubo. I will go for Sergio Conceição. I will not go for 85 million. Conceição won't cost 85 million pounds or euros, whatever. And then we also have Cubo, who also won't cost 85 million. 2 very quick, nice attacking chance creation is also there with these 2. So either Cubo or Conceição for me over Diamante. In the 10, what do we want of Florian Wirtz? He's not a 10. He is here. We have this, then we do this, then Granberg is alone. Whoever is there, maybe when he used to play Soboslai here, and another 10 here. We have this, and then the shift like this. It's a 3-2-5, but 2 players are occupying the left side. It's a Real Madrid type of problem we have with our team. So if Florian Wirtz is a player you want in the left half space, it is where he thrives, then signing a left winger means if Wirtz has to be inside in the left half space, you don't need a Gakpo to be playing there. That's killing everything that Florian Wirtz wants to do. You need a winger on the touchline, a traditional winger on the touchline who provides width. And then also, if Florian Wirtz is in the inside left half space, your left winger is hugging the touchline, staying wide, then you don't need a left back who marauds. You need a left back who maybe inverts and makes it a 3 here, 3 here, and your left here is there. He maybe joins, so you have a 3-4-2 5-2 type of situation. The width is provided by our right wing. So what's from left half space covers this area. Striker is here. You actually have a 3-3-3-1 type of situation. Here your left back has to be excellent on the ball. Not Carcase, he cannot do it. The situation has to be controlled. Slot has no control of the situation. He is still finding he's dropped McAllister now. He's played McAllister all season. Now he sees that McAllister has a problem. He's off. Now he's playing Soboslai and Groundberg. For the left, not another one who wants to cut in and shoot. It is a Jack Grealish type of signing required, what it is in the treble winning Manchester City season, and not a wide forward. We need a winger, traditional winger. Who is a traditional winger? I don't know right now, but the profile is clear. I have already told you. Even with our right back, if he can be here, we can be a beautiful team. If we have 5-player advantage in the middle. Now the thing is, you can have whoever it is, Diamande or Cubo. Let's put Cubo in. If you have Cubo and whoever is our new left winger in, here we have to go for Isa. So here you have our centre backs. These two fix the zone 14. Whoever is, here you go, Varela, Groundberg. This is what is required, nothing else. You have a 5-man advantage in the middle here. Width can be provided if required. Words goes back in. There you go. There is enough to destroy any team. There is enough. On the strikers, the thing, I would go for Hackney in the 10 required, if required. You can have another 10 in Hackney, but I think Soboslai can do it. If Groundberg starts, Soboslai starts, you can start him with 10. They have a good shot on them. For striker, if we see, do want to play direct football with a new manager, or you want to play possession-based football? For possession-based football, you would then require someone who is excellent on the ball, which is Rakitic. Isaac is once again not a signing for a possession-based team who are imposing and don't have space in the channels and everything. He will flop 100%. With Sweden was a direct side before Potter. Even now, Potter had to invite whichever team he played. I think he played Poland. He had to invite them and then strike in the space with Gyökeres. He knows Gyökeres also runs the channels like Isak. And Arsenal's imposing style meant he had no space. So Isak was another mistake when we clearly required a new left winger. It was the striker he went with. Could have signed a 40 million striker and a 70 million left winger. We still have like 15 to 20 million left from the Isak money. So I wouldn't like Isaac. I would get another striker for him. If Ekitike was not injured, I would have played him every time against Isaac. Also, Gakpo has to be sold now. Rio is a better profile with our left winger arriving, and on the right he can also provide backup to our new signing that will be. There is a lot of work to do. You have to get clarity with Slot here whether he wants to play possession based imposing football with using possession as a defensive tool and all that, or play direct counter-attacking football, which he did last season, which he did at Feyenoord, and he didn't do it too much this time. It was more about Liverpool defending for the last periods of the game. We didn't play counter-attack football against PSG. He fell into the English game narrative and focused on winning the second balls, winning the aerials in zone 14, height of centre backs, throw-ins, corners, defending, attacking. He fell into that, and he did all this with his philosophy to play possession-based football. Well, try and keep it. The patience is not there. The pressing is not there. You have to press as well as play possession-based football. You lose the ball, win it inside 5 seconds, 3 seconds. Be aggressive. That does not happen because the midfield doesn't have the players to win the ball back. So midfield needs Varela, midfield needs Stiller. Then if you have these two, if you have you play Florian Wirtz, then you play Kirkes. Wirtz goes inside, and you have 3-man midfield. Here you go. You have this. Imagine this. This is a top class side. This is a top class side. You look at this. With a new right back, or if Bradley is fit, Robertson, we go for Kirkes in this. Wirtz goes inside and Kirkes has this. But here, either Ryan Gravenberch or Varela will defend. A Stiller will help us keep the ball, control the tempo of the game. We are in for a very good season ahead if we do what's required, and if it doesn't happen, I have these possible transfers and what's required for a team to go to the next level. For every team I have it. If they don't do what's required, I will put them where I want. I did this with Manchester United when they didn't sign midfield players that were required, but still wanted to play a type of football with Erik ten Hag, and then Ruben Amorim finished 15th, I did 9th, 4 points less than what I did. So Liverpool next season is in problem again. Salah, who knew about the pressing triggers, when to press, when to not, is gone again. Robertson is gone again. Ekitik is gone. Isaac has not played many matches for you. All he has is the pre-season, which is maybe not enough. So the next season is not so glory-like for Liverpool from what we can see right now. But transfer activity can bring the damage down, and maybe let's say just the top 5 is available right now. Because if Guardiola stays, what he has already, he will sign more. He's going for Elliot Anderson. You're finished. You're finished. These young centre backs have experience of one.